Hello, everybody, and welcome to the test run of Behind the Desk. And we're just going to see how it's going. So I guess now would be the proper time to take us where we need to go and go behind the desk. So we are behind the desk, and I am Neon, and I am taking you through. This is my new set for Behind the Desk. And we're going to talk about different things over different times. We'll have guests on, and we'll have other things going on that will be interesting or maybe not interesting to you. We'll cover politics, we'll cover this, we'll cover that. But today, this is literally, the first test. So this is Behind the Desk. So we are going to start with, as we know, just a couple of days ago, the last episode of The Late Late Show with James Corden aired. He talked about how it was time to go back home and how it was time to do other things. But CBS has come out and said, hey, we cannot afford to produce this show because it's making less than $45 million, but costing us about $65 million per year to make. I'm not completely sure what James Corden's salary is, but they've said it's simply not sustainable. According to Celebrity Talent International, if you want to hire him for one event or one showing, it can be anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000. So if they're paying him that much every night, I'll do it. I'll do it in avatar form for 1/50th of it, and I'll do it in person for 1/20th of his salary. So if you guys want to keep it going, I am a great alternative for that. But the one thing that was really beautiful out of all of the final Late Late Show with James Corden was a wonderful carpool karaoke performance with Adele and James Corden. And it was a very emotional performance between the two that showed how they had a connection and they were friends. And if you have not watched the performance, go look it up on YouTube. You will not regret watching that performance. So next up, we're going to talk a little bit about politics. And I know this is always a touchy subject, but we all know this face. It's Bernie Sanders. The guy that runs for president like he's always an independent. Then presidential season comes along, he's a Democrat again. So he can run for president as a Democrat. I would say, guess what? He's running again. But no, he's not. We don't need him running again because how many times are you going to lose early on in the primaries and decide, hey, I want to do this one more time? Dude, you're 81 years old and it's time for you to retire and pass on your agenda and your playbook to a younger candidate. And that's not ageism, that's just truth. Nobody past retirement age should be holding office, but sadly, his endorsement is already out. Joe Biden, he's announced he's running again. The man that promised us he'd be a one-term president and a one-term president only. Don't know what the hell happened there. He has decided that his job is not complete and that he must run for re-election because he has to save us and protect us from having Trump as president. And he was the oldest man to make it to the White House as president on Inauguration Day. So he will break that record yet again if he wins re-election. But, Bernie Sanders has endorsed him, saying that he does not think that we have many alternatives and that the only way to keep an extremist right wing out of the White House is to re-elect Joe Biden. I don't believe that's the truth. I think we need to have a very heavily contested primary, as it is what America needs, because I don't think we should have Joe Biden again, although I'm sure most of us will vote for him if it comes down to that. Or, also, running, we all watched Tiger King, right? Everybody watched Tiger King during the pandemic, a show that would have never made it, a show that would have never been anything whatsoever had it not been for the pandemic. It would have just been one of those Netflix things that some people watched and it went away. But it shot Carol Baskin and Joe Exotic into stardom, which neither of them necessarily needed to be shot into stardom because it just went to their heads. But Joe Exotic himself has said it. You know, the Tiger King himself. He's in prison. But he's running for president. And originally he was running for president in the Libertarian Party. But they refused to endorse him, and they refused to give him anything towards his campaign. So he has now decided that he will run as a Democrat in this presidential campaign, which technically means he would be contesting the Democratic primary against Joe Biden. And so, you know, that might be a good thing. It would be interesting to see, but the thing is he is in prison, which is it makes it a little challenging to run for president. I mean, how do you easily campaign? And he's been doing interviews, and I would love to do an interview with him. He's been doing interviews and stuff like that along the way. But he has said the first thing that he will do is as soon as he's sworn in, he has the right to pardon himself. Because he says, you know, hey, I've been in prison for this period of time. I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong with the justice system. I know what's wrong with all the other failed government systems. And so the official hashtag of his campaign is hashtag fix this shit. And so if you want to know more about his presidential campaign, just follow him on Twitter. Search up Joe Exotic. You'll find it. Until we know more about his platform, which keeps evolving, because he said it, you know, if I do something wrong or say something wrong, let me know, and I'll change my platform. Does that mean he's going to change his platform more right-wing, more left-wing, more... Which direction is Joe Exotic going to go? But hey, if he gets it, he will be the first president in history to have won the election from prison, and he will be the first gay man to become president in America. So that would, I guess, be 2 wins for America in a sense. It would be our second reality TV star president, because that's the precedent that former President Donald Trump set. So between Joe Exotic and possibly, you know, if Trump continues his campaign and Trump ends up in prison, we will have 2 people. We'll have Joe Exotic and Donald Trump running for president from prison, trying to compete against Joe Biden, who everybody still thinks is the front runner. So this has been the first little test run of Behind the Desk, and I hope you guys are willing to come back again. Next time we do this, we will have more content and more things to talk about, and we will have a fully active roster of things to cover. So I want to thank you guys for being here for Behind the Desk. So thank you again, everybody, for being here from wherever you're watching out there. So have a good one, everybody. Thank you so very much, and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.